And where church attendance is going down, temple attendance is going down, when spirituality goes up, you start to see those going down. So we don't want to see that. Those are power spots. They were chosen by saints or divine beings to build a building there. So that's how they get decided where those churches were going to go, the temples, the mosques, the spiritual vortices of each religious culture. It was X marks the spot. This is where the divine wants it. Let's build it. And so they did. And then that's why people went to that vortex, that energy spot, where they would really feel spiritual vibrations. And so you can experience that in your own home. You don't have to necessarily go. But what will happen is, and might happen, is that you might be compelled to go back to your church or your temple or mosque or nature, if that is the case, where you will reconnect with those spiritual energies that are there. It's a vortex. So you can just go in and cleanse. And don't worry about all the politics and the socializing and everything else. That is going on in the world every day. So we're quite good at navigating that. Hopefully. Most of us are. Be very diplomatic, right? So when you go into the church, the temple, or the mosque, or that spiritual vortex, then you can just bathe in it. And what happens to a lot of us who have come across Dr. Pillai's teachings is that we will go to these beautiful churches or mosques or temples or ancient ruins, and we will feel, oh my God, we'll go to a sacred mountain or a river in nature, and we will just totally bathe ourselves in this consciousness and get reconnected to that divine download that's coming in X marks the spot. So how you prepare yourself for that is to do a daily practice. And if you can't do a daily practice, which it's pretty easy, and even if you don't have a Shiva Lingam or you don't have the Ganesha or Nandi, that's fine. You don't need it. You can just be using like a sacred object, a gem, or you can use a rock or a crystal until you can get a Shiva Lingam. And then you keep it on your altar, you keep it safe and sound, right? You want to keep it so that it is very concentrated with your prayers, your energy. Now, if people in the household touch it, kids, husband, wife, that's fine. If they are negative, then you want to just be putting it away so that, you know, you just avoid that kind of interaction where it might put negative energy on it. So, and if it does, then it will make you to do your Abhishekam, which is what we just did, elemental hydration, and do your own version. So if you only have juice in the house, just use juice. If you have milk, just use milk. If you just have water, use water. Everybody has water. So it can be tap water as well. Don't get too caught up in, oh my God, it's got to be pure spring water. You know, in times when you're in a pinch, then, and you really want to feel a cleansing, there's just so much karma coming at you, and you're not feeling great, then you just go to your sink and then put this Shiva Lingam on a little bowl, and then you just pour it and then rinse it off, and off you go, dry it off. And then if you have flowers, you can offer the flowers. Again, flowers, a text message to heaven, straight up. And then if you have a light, you can offer the light. And as we share every Saturday, you can get the blessings of Lord Saturn by lighting a Saturn lamp. No, we don't have shares in sesame oil or sesame, black sesame seeds, but you will feel peace, and you will feel empowered, and you will feel focused if you just have that light in your home and have it in, you know, near your sink. If you have a shelf where it's going to be safe, don't leave it unattended. You want to make sure that you are being safe. So if you have to go out of the house, and just, you know, put it out, and then when you come back, you relight it. And you can have that every Saturday and have it going all day and maybe even into the evening. Some people sleep with it on because they're long-time meditators, and then they know how to, you know, create a sacred space, and they know how to be safe in their home or wherever it is that they are propitiating these divine beings. So hopefully that has been helpful for everyone, and we will now have a part of this call will be introducing another karma busting being whose birthday it is this Monday here in the West, and it's going to be coinciding with the full moon. And he's a being who dispels karma, maya, ego, and then he also helps you to open your third eye. So as we cleanse our karma, we get rid of our karma, then we can open up the third eye much more easy. Why do we want to open up the third eye again? Because we want to do things fast. We want to be open to miracles. So miracles are happening all the time. We aren't seeing it. We aren't experiencing it. So when that third eye opens, that internal eye, then our brain will get on fire and we'll be like, okay, where's the next miracle coming? And then after that, it'll be just like, yeah, miracles are here. Miracles are here. Because the third eye is looking for them, for you. So this divine being, his name is Lord Muruga. He also goes by Skanda. He goes by Saravana Bhava. He goes by many names, like a lot of the beings. In fact, all beings go by lots of different names. And is that strange? Not so, because you go by different names, you wear different hats. So you may be, you may have a name like Tom or Mary or John or Krishna or Devi. You know, you might have that kind of name, but then someone has a nickname for you, or a pen name, or you know, a name that only they call you. So you might be Sparky, you might be Baby, you might be, you know, whatever it is, Flower. So you have that name, and then you might have a spiritual name. So you might have been given a spiritual name. You might have a name that people call you at your work or your business. So we have lots of names, and we identify with that when someone calls that name to us. Or even if it's not to us, we'll turn our head. Are they talking to me? Right? So your nickname might be Sparky, and then someone's calling their dog, hey Sparky, and then you turn, right? But it's a dog. So everyone has names, and then the names, especially with these divine beings, are sometimes the thousands. And why thousands of names? Because it's consciousness, and it wants to build inside of us that consciousness. So Lord Muruga will destroy your karma, destroy the Maya, the ego. You want to get rid of your human ego and make it into a divine ego, because you can't fully get rid of the ego. So he will destroy the human ego that says not possible, or no, ain't ever gonna happen, or who, what, when, where, how, why, and then frustration and meltdown. So you will feel empowered with the blessings coming from this divine being. I'm just bringing him over here now so we can have a little look at him. And there are services that are offered through Pillai Center and AstroVed that will help you to connect deeper with him, especially on his birthday. Because like when you celebrate a birthday, or you go to someone's birthday to celebrate, you want to birth that being inside of you. You want to connect with it. You want to feel the joy of it. So this being has, in some depictions of him, he has 6 heads, and this being is has so many different heads so that he can see all around, and the different heads represent different parts of the brain. So the front of the brain, the back of the brain, the sides of the brain. So front, back, sides, the top of the brain. And then what's special about him is that he also activates the midbrain, where the third eye is. So here he is here, and he's a happy guy. So he represents the ability to destroy the karma because he can see all around. So I'm just going to give you a little rotation here. So you can see he's got the different heads. There's his vehicle, which is a peacock, and peacock represents Om. So Om is omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence. Makes sense because you need to have, you will experience that when you open the third eye. So he has all these weapons in his hands. He's got 12 hands here. And the weapons are to destroy negative forces, because we are bombarded by these forces that we cannot see. They're hidden. We feel them. And how does it manifest? Is through confusion, pain, agony of the body or mind. And then he has a flag here with a rooster, and then he has the veil, V-E-L, or whale. So in Sanskrit and Tamil, they don't say the V or a W sound, so they don't say V or W. They say a combination. So the closest is to our language, to English, is V. It's W, W, W. So you can just say veil, or you can say whale. That's up to you. So no hard and fast rules, because the divine knows you're calling on him. Just like Canadians will have a different accent than Americans, than French people, than Germans, and we're speaking English. So Indians will have a different accent, or you will express your mantras in a different way. So the best way to do it is from your heart. God only knows we're doing our best, right? So this divine being is called Muruga, and he has all these weapons to destroy negative forces. And we're going to go through an experience right now. So I've got some red flowers. He loves red. So if you want to propitiate him and you don't want to do all these rituals because it's a little bit too much for you right now, then you can be simply wearing red. You can wear, and if you're not into, that's not your color palette for your fashion, then you can just take a red cloth or have a red, something red jewelry, some accenting apparel that you can wear. So he loves red. So when we offer red flower petals, again, this is a text message. So you can take your prayer and you just say, okay, this is for my bad finances. You can say it all ahead of time in your bowl of flowers. This is for my bad finances. This is for my bad relationship karma, my bad health karma. You might be going through a litigation, a lawsuit, or it's pending, or the astrologer said, be careful, there might be a lawsuit. You're going, no way. I want to bypass that. So, you just say, I don't want to go through that karma. I want to give this to the divine, and the divine, you have to take care of it. That's your prayer request. So you can put your hand there and say whatever it is. It can be relationship. Lord Muruga, if you have relationship problems, chances are Lord Muruga is the one you have to propitiate, because when you're challenging someone, it's usually due to a Mars affliction. So Mars is the god of war, right? And then he's also this being who's the overlord. Muruga is the overlord of Mars. So he will tell Mars, grow up, calm down. You don't have to go and drop bombs everywhere you go and create conflict. You can use that energy to do stuff. So put the energy into something that you can focus on. So if you're challenged at work and you have a strong Mars, then you just put in that energy into the work that you do. Zip. And then stay focused. And then let everybody else talk around and, figure it all out. And then you just simply say, just like a general would. They don't say too much. They just let all the guys in the military who are underneath him or surrounding him to do the service. Now, you might not be the boss, but you can be hold that power, hold that energy, hold that courage, hold that bravery, hold that beingness. And then you will be exuding that, because once you contain it, then your container gets full, right? And then it spills over. It spills over into everyone around you, and you're going, I should have been quiet more often. So if you have a strong Mars, or you've had an astrology consultation where they say, you have a Mars affliction, don't be stressed out about it. Just make it to grow up and then mature. And then when you pray to Lord Muruga, he will take care of that. So any relationship issues, whether it's at home, personal relationship, family relationship, your spouse, your significant other, your extended family members, your work place, or people who you do business with, you just propitiate Lord Muruga. And then you can, if you're a real estate agent, or if you deal with construction or technology, internet technology, he also will give you that focus and that energy, because those are big transactions, when in fact it's probably the biggest transaction that anyone can do in life, right? If they purchase a house or sell a house, it's a lot of moving parts and it's a lot of stress. So your real estate agent is there to support you through that process, and to make sure that it doesn't end up being a war or a battle, or maybe a lawsuit. So you want to avoid all those kinds of things. If you're a lawyer, then you can get the blessings of Lord Muruga by celebrating his birthday. And then if you have siblings, then siblings, that's why they call it sibling rivalry. You don't know why somebody is jealous of you or envious of you, or I'm telling mom, I'm telling dad, comes out even after you're 5 years old. It continues on, right? So deep down inside maybe, or when it gets instigated in some sort of family crisis or situation where you're confronting or being confronted by a sibling, and then you're at war. So this will really help to calm that down. If you have kids who are battling it out, then on behalf of your kids, until they learn to control that, and how many times you have to say, don't fight with your sister, don't fight with your brother, right? 1,000,008, well, maybe more, right? Anyway, so to reduce that and to make the miracle come in is you call on Lord Muruga. So internet, technology, science, because why? You have to be innovative, you have to be trailblazing, you have to go ahead and battle through all these obstacles that are saying, no, you can't do that. So instead of you arguing, then you just hold that energy and you say the mantra that we are going to practice momentarily. And then you ask for all the different parts of your head, your brain, to get lit up, so that you can see all around. You have eyes on the back of your head, so to speak. So you can see above, below, inside, outside of each and every situation, front and back. And then we have these objects that are going to come alive inside of you, because again, an archetype